That little seven, man. She young, but She was working tonight too, man. The way she walks and carry herself is a turn on, man. You know what I'm saying? I might be robbing the cradle, but man, little seven is fun. Man, she working tonight. Little seven is working tonight. And that's the sad truth that the older we get as men, bro, it gets harder to find true love with young females. I noticed that. I thought in my head, I was like, damn, bro. Like I remember when I was younger, you know, it was easy to find love. You know what I'm saying? Especially with all the internet wasn't really popping off like that back in the early 2000s. Easy to find true love, and it was easy to fall in love because you were young. You know what I'm saying? But as we get older, we still like younger females as us older men. We get into our 40s, we still like young females in their 20s. We get into our 50s, we still like young females in our 20s. It keeps going on and on, man. I wonder if I should get some Gatorade. I didn't get no Gatorade tonight. I didn't, huh? Wow, I gotta have at least one Gatorade. Yeah, we gonna get one Gatorade, baby. Go back to the store and get some Gatorade. But because of our age, women
Wait.
they prefer women prefer men around their own age. Like a 40-year-old woman, she gonna want a 45-year-old man. Usher, he just got married last Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? He got married to a 40-year-old woman, bro. And Usher, he's 45, 46, or some shit like that. And, to him, that's more realistic, I guess, right? I guess the 40-year-old he got married to, she looked good for her age. You know what I'm saying? And in his mind, he thinking like, I don't want no young, hot tenderoni. I want somebody I want true love. And that's what's happening. That's what's gonna happen. If you wanna find true love, it's gotta be a woman that's closer to her age. Like I said, man, I'm 45. So if I want true love, she gotta be 40, or all the way down to like 35. Okay. She got to be 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40 if I want true love. You feel what I'm saying? Or 42, 43, okay? A little bit younger than me, right? If I want true love, if I want somebody that's really going to love me for me. But if I'm out here like some of these expat guys that's going over to Thailand, going over to the Philippines, 60 years old, trying to fall in love with a 22 or 23-year-old, bro, that's not gonna fucking happen, bro. It's not a realistic thing. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I named this video Part 2, man. It gets harder and harder to find true love as a older man. That's aging, we had our time, man. When we was young, man, I fell in love with a female that was 10 years older than me. My ex-girlfriend that I stayed with for 20 years, man, I loved her. What am I saying, 20 years? 12 years, sorry. The girl that I stayed with for 12 years, bro, I loved her, man. And, I wanted to, like, build a family with her. When I was younger, I was in love, man. And as I got older, I started realizing that the clock is ticking on younger females, man. Like right now, you can probably pull it off. Like if you keep your body fat percentage low, around 45 years old, and You could probably pull it off. You could probably fall in love with a young female and she'll love you back, man, because your body fat percentage is low and you are in shape. So you are a exception to the rule for a 40-year-old dude. A 45, 40-year-old dude be, a lot of dudes, they got a big old pot belly. Their hair is pushed back to the top of their head. They balding, you know what I'm saying? They got wrinkles everywhere. They got gray hair everywhere. As long as you keep your beard cut, keep the gray hairs off you, and keep your body fat percentage low, you can pull it off. Because I seen some guys that are in their 40s, they done pulled it off with a young female. Because they kept the body fat percentage low, they kept their body in shape, right? They ate right, they ate good. You feel what I'm saying? And they pulled it off. But you can only pull it off for so long, man. After a while, you're gonna need money to attract them young, hot tenderonis, man. Your looks fade after a while, man. You think that Denzel Washington can pull it off at 70? Hell no. You feel what I'm saying? Hell no, he can't pull it off at 70, man. You feel what I'm saying? He's too old for that. So if you want to keep young females around, if you want them to be out here pretending that they love you, for the rest of your life, you got to say, no. I got to keep my money up. It becomes more about your wallet. There's this guy in Starbucks, man, that's by himself, bruh. He older and he's sub 5. He by himself. He's an older guy. He's older than me, man. He's like about 60 or 70, man. And he goes in there by himself every single time. And I'm like, bruh, this dude's done for. He's finished. He gonna be by himself for the rest of his life. You know what I'm saying? He lives in a broken down vehicle outside. I mean, it ain't broken down, but it looked like it's broken down. It's all fucked up. And because he didn't get a whole lot of money when he was young, he gonna spend the rest of his life alone. Now I told you, man, I'd rather have gold diggers around me and maybe fake love around me than be alone when I get old. You feel what I'm saying? I'd rather have that, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Yo. Hey, that was good, man. That sushi was good, man. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. I got full, man. Real full. Thank you. Yeah, he gave me some sushi. That sushi was good from that top tier sushi restaurant over here on the corner. He gave me some, man, that was some bomb ass sushi he gave me, bro. Last night. I shouldn't have ate that. But it was hella good though, nigga. Like I said, it's older. You got to realize that look, you got time limit on everything. You got a time limit on lust. You know what I'm saying? So I said you can get a whole lot of money. Think about it, bro. As old as that nigga was, bro, Hugh Hefner, he was still, living in a mansion, a Playboy mansion at that, with about 6 or 7 playmates as girlfriends, as old as he was. But you gotta understand that he had a lot of money. That's why I always say prep for the future, because you don't want to be that old guy in Starbucks alone, bruh. The guy in Starbucks right now, he gonna be alone for the rest of his life, bro. Yeah, he's done for. He's finished. If he would have prepped when he was younger, he wouldn't be by himself, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Because it gets lonely as you get older. It gets more lonely as you get older, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all ain't hearing me though. I gotta at least have one Gatorade, man. Is that coconut you have on? That's why it's some coconut cologne or coconut perfume. That's more like coconut. It smells good though. I just want to get some Gatorade. I gotta have my Gatorade. She smell good, man.
Beautiful. This is beautiful.
She smell good, yeah.
Beautiful and lovely. Beautiful. Dicey.
Yeah, I gotta have my Gatorade, yo.
Yeah.
That should be enough, right? No, it's not 5, it's 4, right? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Have a good night. That girl smell good like a motherfucker. She smells good, bro. Like I said, man, it gets harder and harder, man. You know, as you get older, to find true love with these young females, it's like, and then when you get to be 60, then you know it's about your fucking wallet, nigga. That's why I don't understand why a lot of these guys, they get over there to these foreign countries and they're like fooled into thinking that these young hot tenderonis really truly love them. Because I've been watching a lot of guys in foreign countries getting got for their savings, you know, getting got for their pension that didn't last very long. You feel what I'm saying? Ended up broke because they were spending all their money on a young hot tenderoni. I'm like, bro, I'm like, bro, if you know you got a limited amount of funds, right? You know, if you know you got a limited amount of funds and you in a third world country or a fucking second world country, but you shouldn't be blowing your money on a hot tenderoni like that, bro. No. Your days of like leading with your looks is over. From here on out, you have to lead with your wallet once you get to be 50 or 60 years old. Guys, some guys don't think that it can happen to them, but it can. Hell, I'm 45, bro, and I don't really look my age when I'm at low percentage body fat. Matter of fact, I could bring myself down to 35, 10 years younger when I shave and I'm at low percentage body fat. And I could probably pull me a 27 or a 28-year-old female, or maybe a 22-year-old female. You feel what I'm saying? Remember when I was younger and I told you guys about that story about that female, okay, that I was fucking. I was 32, and what, she was like 30, no, she was like 20, she was like 22 or 23. She looked like she was in her early 20s, sorry. She looked like she was in her early 20s, and I was like 32 years old, so we was like 10 years apart. And I'm in the bedroom fucking her, because she wanted to fuck me, bro. It wasn't like I reached out to her. I was walking around in the club, and she grabbed me out of nowhere and said, hey, you look good. Come over here. That's what happened. I was 32 years old. I was in shape at the time. I wasn't fat. I was going to LA Boxing Fitness, and I had just lost my weight. Because, you know, my whole entire life, I've been up and down with weight. You feel what I'm saying? So I had just lost weight again. I just lost weight again, and she grabbed me in the club, and she said, "Oh, you look good. Come over here." So I'm dancing with her and her friend. Now this chick is a little bit overweight. She was about, she was around a 5, okay? And hell, I said, fuck it, I'm gonna see what's up. Anyway, we ended up at a hotel afterwards. You know what I'm saying? My girlfriend, she's like, sleep. She's dead to the world. She don't know what's going on. And I'm down the street checking in to a hotel with a young hot tenderoni thing around a 5 and looks. She was a little bit overweight, I remember, but she wasn't bad overweight. She wasn't like a fat walrus or a fat, you know what I'm saying? She wasn't like a mammoth. You know what I'm saying? She was a little bit overweight, maybe about 10 or 15 pounds overweight. And I got with it, you know what I'm saying? So we went to the hotel, and I'm hitting it from doggy style position. And I guess I wasn't thrusting hard enough or some shit like that. You guys know this story. I've told this story like a million times. So anyway, I'm hitting it from behind. I guess I wasn't hitting it hard enough or fast enough. And she was like, "Come on, don't do this grandpa shit on me." And I was like, "What? I'm only 32. I didn't say that in the bedroom, but that's what I thought in my head, man. I was like, I'm only 32 years old, you feel me? You talking about I'm a grandpa? Memorial Day. This is Memorial Day weekend shit. Anyway. So I'm hitting the doggy style, and she gonna tell me to come on, don't do that grandpa shit on me. And I was like, damn, I'm already getting old. I'm 32 years old. But that let me know, like, man, time is ticking with younger females, man. You know, if you keep the body fat percentage low and you keep a 6-pack and you keep muscle on your body, you can attract a few young women in their 20s and shit. But it's not gonna be forever. I don't care if you get to be 55, 60, bro. At low percentage body fat, you are 55 or 60. It don't matter how buff you are. You are 55, 60, bro. It's gonna get harder and harder every year that goes by to pull a young hot tenderoni. That's what this video is about. Cause I keep watching these dudes who are like expat guys, who are retirees, going overseas, just getting got for everything by a young hot tenderoni, and being broke and just out there struggling because they thought that woman truly loved them, or that young hot tenderoni female truly loved them. No, man, it's a business transaction, bro. You feel what I'm saying? It's a business deal. It's a business deal out here in these streets, bro. The female doesn't really love you, really care about you. You an old man. See, us black dudes, man, we could look younger than you white guys can look. Okay, so our shelf life is longer than a lot of you white guys. You white guys, you start to crack and start looking old in your 30s. Like, you don't, like, after age 30, a lot of white guys, they don't hold their value, as they don't carry youth very, very long. You feel what I'm saying? But that's what I noticed. A lot of white guys, they just look really old by the time they get to be 50, 60. Us black guys, as long as we keep the body fat percentage low and we work out, we look younger than our age. You feel what I'm saying? That's that old saying that black don't crack, right? Looking, we still continue to look younger through our age. We could be 45 and look like we 35 when we work and take care of our body. But a lot of white guys, they don't have that privilege like that. Once a white guy get to like 40s, man, he looking horrible. I remember Justin Timberlake, one of my favorite singer, songwriting, you know, R&B artists. Okay, back when he was hanging out with Timberland and stuff like that, and back when he was with NSYNC or whatever, when he was with that group, he looked like a straight up like he looked like a straight up like a pretty boy. He had a compact mid face. He looked like a straight up just a pretty boy, man. He had that pretty boy look when he was younger. But then when he got like older, he lost a lot of that, man. Nowadays, bro, he is looking toe up. Justin Timberlake is not looking young anymore, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You know, back with Sexy Back with Timberland, back in the day, right? Back in the 2006 and 7, back when he was hot. In the years, man, he ain't looking too hot, man. Like he got really old really fast, man. You know, a lot of white guys, you guys ain't got that privilege to stay looking younger, or longer. I mean, you don't have that privilege of looking younger. So once you get to be in your 40s and 50s, it's over with, bro. Us us black guys, man, we could keep it going longer. We could walk out in the public, and I could shave my beard and be at low percentage body fat, keep the gray off my face, and I could walk around with little Seven like she's my girlfriend, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Only and nobody won't bat an eye. Nobody, but some of you motherfuckers, I could tell. Like it was this one white guy who was walking around with some young Asian chick. Man, that shit stuck out like a sore thumb. It was an older white guy. He had a beer belly. Of course, he was a sugar daddy and shit like that. But he was with some young Asian chick about like a month ago. I seen it, and I knew that it was all a transactional relationship from Ike. But me, I could blend in with a 25-year-old or a 22-year-old as long as I keep the gray away, and as long as I keep like a low percentage body fat, I could look younger. You know what I'm saying? And walk around with the female, and nobody will pay attention. But that's what I've been the white guys is getting got out there and tied in the Philippines. You feel what I'm saying? You guys saying, well, they want the white guy first more than the black guy over there in Asia. But you gotta understand, they get these white guys for everything that they got, man. They cleaning up the house, man. You feel what I'm saying? They cleaning up the house. Let me take this off real quick. I got my shit tonight. Like, oh. And it's like, man, and it sucks, man, because it's I gotta hold this up because it keep on buffering. It should keep on buffering, bro. It should keep on buffering, bro. Well, anyway, like I was saying, it's like as you get older, it sucks because as we get older, we continue to still like young females. You know what I'm saying? And as we get older, young females don't like us. They're only there for your money after a certain age, man. Age, man. And it sucks. I hate the aging. I hate the aging process. The aging process, like where you're just losing your looks, you're losing everything, you're losing your physical, you're losing everything. I don't like it. I don't like that I'm getting older, guys. I can't help it. We can't. It's just the way nature. It's the way nature is, man. Like we just losing everything. We losing our hair. We losing our looks. We losing, our youth, our youthful appeal. You know, I'm getting tired. I'm laying down. You know, it's the way it is, guys. It's nature. It's called, getting old. And my thing is, I'm gonna try to keep from like getting old and alone by getting as much money as I possibly can. That's another thing. Like you guys gotta understand, as you get older, it gets harder to get young females without money. So you have to prep. You have to prep for those years. So that way, when I get to be 50, I can still attract a female that's 25 because of my bankroll. Like Diddy, he attracted who? Young Miami. you know, he would have never ever been able to attract young Miami if it wasn't for his bankroll. We got for those years, man. You know what I'm saying? Prep for those years where you could no longer get them young hot okay, prep for them years where you could no longer get those young hot tenderonis ever again, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Prep for the years. The years gonna come around, man. You feel what I'm saying? They gonna come around. They gonna come around, man. Feel what I'm saying? I'm getting tired, guys. I'm about to end this live, man. About to go to sleep soon. Cause I keep on yawning, and that's a sign for me to lay it down and go to sleep. It sucks, man, because we get older. We was still liking them young hot tenderonis, man. And every year that goes by, after age 25, it gets harder and harder to get those young hot tenderonis. It gets harder to find true love with them. The guys who got a lot of money, they don't want to deal with older women. And look, man, I'm done. You know what? I made a mistake and said, you know what, bro? I'm gonna try to give I'm gonna try to give like older women a chance. I made a mistake, and I said that I was gonna give older women a chance. And when I get the bag, I'm not gonna be checking for older women. I made a mistake, guys. I'm sorry, because the older women are so scarred, and for them, it gets harder to find true love as they age too, man. Because women, once they're young, they're more open. They're more open to find love and stuff when they're young. Women, as they get older, man, they get other men, man, and they, you know, they're not open. They're guarded. You know what I'm saying? And they're mentally destroyed. Older women, and in their 40s and shit, man. There's nowhere in the world I'm gonna be checking for a 45-year-old female or a female that's around 40 years old. As young as I go, bro, she gotta be at like at 25, 30, bro. That's what I'm checking for. 25, 30. 25 and 30. And, older women, they just ain't, they're fucking destroyed, man. You can't build You can't build a relationship with them, man. You know, they've been hurt by too many men in the past. Same way I know somebody around my old age, okay, she gonna have a whole lot of baggage. Are you kids from another relationship? Are you prepared for her to have emotional trauma, damage? Are you prepared for that? You know, for her to be not really open to like love because all the guys that came before you had hurt her and left her and deserted her, and now she think that you're gonna do the same thing. No, I'm done. No, I'm not messing with older women, bro. Nah. But my time is ticking, you know, so I'm trying to find a young female as fast as I possibly can. And I thought about that. I was just like, man, yeah, Hellcat, bro, your time is really ticking. Like, man, if you want to find a young female right now, man, you might want to find harder as you get into 50s, man. Get the bag in your 40s, man, and you'll find you a young female to fuck with, you know, in her 20s while you still young. While you still, I'm fairly young. I'm 45. 45 is young. You know what I'm saying? It ain't old. You know what I'm saying? But that's young compared to like 60 and 70-year-old dudes who out there looking for love and shit with young females in Thailand, in the Philippines. Anyway, I've been at this live, man. You guys have a good night, man. I'm yawning too much, and it's time for me to get some sleep and everything, man. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace out. Take care and bless. I'm out. Good night, swole humans. I'm out, bro. Good night, man. I'm out.